The following program has been modified. It has been formatted to fit your brain. Some people believe art should deal with beautiful things, flowers, sunsets, and natural landscapes.
I think art should be provocative in its subject matter, not just a form of decoration.
Some artists paint or draw only what they see in nature, what's outside of themselves.
My interest has always been in art that conjures up the secret symbols and mythical landscapes of the imagination. I realize that most people don't want to hang nightmarish pictures on their walls. However, these weird and even disturbing images show us a lot about the nature of ourselves as a species. This kind of art provides us with snapshots of the psyche, portraits of the rooms of the soul, and even the most obscure drawings have a story to tell.
Welcome to Image Seeker, a new show on contemporary artists. We would like you to journey with us into some of the most creative minds of the new millennium. In this first episode, we'll show you the works of Shamandala, aka Rick Jacksties, and talk about some of the themes that interest him as a creator of surreal images.
He's not famous, and he admits that he hasn't gotten rich selling his artwork. He's just a creative person who has a passion for drawing and painting.
And that's what this show is about, creative people who are passionate about making art. I asked Richard a little bit about the early days, the days when he first started getting seriously involved in drawing and painting. He told me he was 16 when his father died, and that his father's death may have been a contributing factor in his growing interest in art.
After my father died, I became more introverted and started doing a lot of soul searching. I started drawing more too. Drawing intrigued me. It was a mysterious language of dream symbols and private myths, and I wanted to learn more about the psychology of art. Let's start things off with the image of a circle. Plato said the soul is a circle, and Carl Jung believed the circle to be the most appropriate symbol for representing the human psyche. Joseph Campbell also agreed with these ideas, and placed a dot in the middle of the circle, saying that this represents the center of our being, from which emerge all our energies and impulses. Then he drew a line across the circle, dividing the conscious from the subconscious. Then Joseph Campbell drew a little square up here in the conscious part, saying this represents our ego, or that part of our personality which we think is in control and running the show. But really, the center of our being is down here, somewhere within the sub and unconscious part of the mind. Sigmund Freud apparently had a similar model for the mind, which divided the conscious part from the unconscious. He compared the mind to an iceberg floating in water. The conscious part is above, visible to us, but concealed beneath the surface lay the larger, darker portion, a mass of psychological material yet unexplored. In my artwork, descending into water represents this idea of exploring the subconscious. This character, for instance, is plummeting into the depths of the psyche or the soul.
Image seeker.
For me, the creative process usually involves an exploration of the hidden regions of the imagination. Surrealism as an art movement and a philosophy emphasizes the importance of tapping into the deeper layers of the mind. From this point of view, an artist's creations can be seen as telling a story about the quest for self-knowledge.
Well, I like some of his work. Mm-hmm. But why would anyone want to paint such dark subjects?
Yes, some of his earlier work does contain some darker images. Apparently, after the death of his father, Richard began to explore symbols of death and resurrection. Mm-hmm. He was searching for answers to questions related to religion and the meaning of life.
I was looking for answers back then. Answers to philosophical or spiritual questions about the human soul. Where does the soul come from before it is born into this world? Where will it go after we die? It took me some time, but I finally realized that there are other themes in the world around us which deserve attention too, like our spiritual relationship with nature, for example. Image seeker. With this painting, for instance, I wanted to deal with the theme of human overpopulation and loss of biodiversity on the planet Earth. On the left-hand side of the painting, we have the indigenous or native people represented in the green tones. On the right-hand side of the painting, we have all the ills of the modern industrialized world, namely exploitation of natural resources and loss of biodiversity, and so on and so forth. Right down the middle of this picture is a young seedling, which represents the future of our planet, the future of Gaia, Mother Earth, as a living body which sustains us and provides us with clean air, food, and water. By painting such a picture, I'm not pretending that I'm not part of the problem. I'm simply addressing the fact that there is a problem. Humans are overpopulating the earth, and almost every other species in the plant and animal kingdoms are diminishing in numbers due to loss of habitat. This is a fact, and it is a theme that needs to be addressed by modern-day storytellers. Anybody want to buy some original artwork? Ooh, I've got oil paintings, watercolors, I got a few t-shirts here, some stickers and many posters.
Whoa, dude, this is some trippy art, man. You should contact some galleries. They would love this stuff.
I have. I'm waiting for them to call me back.
Hello, it's Mr. Zimmerman here. We've looked at the slides of your artwork that you sent us and feel that your work isn't suitable for our gallery. Your pictures demonstrate considerable talent, but would be more suitable for galleries in Vancouver. We recommend you approach Eyeful of Art in Vancouver, as well as possibly the Arcade Gallery of Marius.
While in my teens and early 20s, my pictures revealed a great deal of introspection and soul-searching. But over the years, my path has taken me from the inner world of the soul to a growing interest in the world of the environment around us. I'm not exactly a landscape artist yet, but I appear to be heading in that direction as my soul matures with age. I've always believed that art is linked up to the spiritual quest, and my quest has led me to the world of wildlife and nature.
Image Seeker.
Artists depict the subconscious fantasies of a civilization. They depict the secret dreams and fears of a people. Death is a taboo or occult subject. If an artist can't talk about death and create mythic windows into the underworld, then who can?
has a lot in common with religion and mythology. It is a form of mysticism, as well as a way of conducting psychological research. The artist is a mystic or shaman who is compelled to learn about the hidden forces at work in nature.
One of the main functions of art is to allow us to create images or stories about the soul. It may be the soul of the earth, the soul of a particular culture or nation, or the soul of an individual. Through art, the spiritual identity of things is captured. The character of a people is revealed. I was born in Welland, Ontario, Canada in 1965 and learned how to draw pretty much on my own as a kid. I started drawing in pencil and pen, pencil crayons and watercolors. I know that a lot of my earlier pictures seem dark and scary to a lot of people. I see this as a phase that an artist has to go through. You know, like Picasso's blue period. Only mine was a black period. I think this stage in my work represents a rite of passage which involves a descent into the underworld. There aren't many systems set up in the modern world to help individuals pass through a rite of initiation, and people have to make up their own myths as they grow and change and walk the path of soul discovery.
Rick, what does Shivoham Dissolution mean?
It means I am Shiva, dissolving or disintegrating. Man, am I ever getting hungry. Let's wrap it up, Marius, and get a bite to eat.
Rick, we gotta shoot one more scene with Tanya, then we'll wrap it up.
My stomach's growling.
I can't wait to learn more about the creative process and to see some of the spectacular work of other West Coast artists. In the upcoming episodes, we will gain further insight into art by stepping into the minds and maybe even the souls of some of today's most provocative image makers. I hope that you found our first half hour together both entertaining and insightful.
I can't hold this thing any
We
longer.
look forward to seeing you next time on Image Seeker.
Okay, thanks. Rick, can you not eat your sandwich later? Oh, hungry. This is Marius Lohmann saying it's a lot better to be creative than to be destructive. Till next time.